That might be
It's a sandbox. It's a soap box. It's FanBox.
And welcome to episode 19. We are talking about Christmas Invasion. We're back to old New Who. I guess you want to say it. I don't know. I don't know.
Pre-Disney New Who?
Yeah,
Classic Zero New Who.
back when it was good. I'm just kidding.
Back when Russell T Davies was still good.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to say it. I'm a little bit still salty about the ending of season 2, mostly because now knowing what they cut or what they changed, it's like I get it. Shooty has the opportunity to do whatever he wants to do, but like I would have loved to have had a season 3, but that's just me. So
I mean, just for me, it's just ever since that regeneration, it's just whenever anyone brings it up, I just turn into Malcolm Tucker in the thick of it.
I keep seeing the video online of Eccleston talking about how Billy should be one of the next Doctors.
Yes,
so
I remember reposting that.
Yeah. But we're talking about David Tennant, the 10th Doctor. This is his first official episode, the Christmas Invasion. He regenerated in the last episode. I believe it was I can't remember what the name of the episode is now off the top of my head. But it was the last episode of Eccleston, where of course Rose like embodied the time vortex and did all of the bad wolf stuff. So he's been regenerated. He is conked out, and of course there is a Christmas invasion going on. And so let's go ahead and talk about it. But before we do that, let's say where everybody can find themselves.
Hello, everyone. Y'all can find me at Marvelous Johnny on my TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, all that good stuff. Just not really on Twitter anymore because, mommy and daddy are fighting though, which is always happy to see.
And of course we're not streaming on Twitter anymore, or X or whatever it's called anymore. We got rid of our premium subscription for that, and we are now streaming on Kick with sure. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
There's worse things to put your money into.
Well, we're not putting our money into Kick at all. So
then there you go. Save some cash.
Yeah. So be sure to follow us on Kick, Twitter. Hold on. Let's try that again. Kick, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. That's where we're on. That's what we're streaming on. So you can see us there. David, where can we find you?
I am Xanatos1138 on all socials, mostly TikTok. I'm trying to. I got pointers from someone to start my Twitch up again, so hopefully that's coming soon. Right here on its FanBox for a bunch of different stuff. I want to start getting a consistent Star Wars podcast, but if you wanted to look at the Andor stuff, we just wrapped it up a couple weeks ago, and I mean there's some good talks on there.
Yeah, one of them going on for 3 hours.
In fact, that's one of the better responded to videos. Like that live, I think had more views than some of the other ones. So, hey,
I mean, I wonder why. It's probably because we went on for 3 hours and people could just jump in whenever they want.
Or you just put it on play and play in the background and get raged out with whatever and enjoy it. And
like I've said before, if you hear me in the background like start to say something but then stop, it's because a good conversation is happening and I don't want to interrupt it. It was a lot of good conversations in that episode.
We're talking about the Gorman massacre, so yeah, definitely was some good combos there.
Yeah, and be sure to check us out on YouTube because we'll try to be doing some clickbait type videos at some point. I'm just kidding, but we may if it means people watching. We'll start doing some stuff to get people outraged just to watch.
I can do clickbait.
Hey,
we can do MCU clickbait. I definitely got a few takes that I'm sure people would hate to just watch, to say the least.
Yeah, and then David can do some Kingpin thirst traps for us, and we should be good.
I have the stuff now. Yeah.
Do you have like one of those like forensic gel heads that you could just like use a car door against by chance? If so, I think that would do numbers.
Vanessa, where are you, Vanessa? I need you. Being without you.
I got the suit somewhere, and I got the cane hidden back behind the Master Sword over there.
That works.
So yeah, we're talking Christmas Invasion. This is the David Tennant episode. We actually get 2 times some of the villains in this episode, in a later, well, we get it again after this episode with it's the robot Santas, I believe it was. And of course the Christmas tree, the vicious Christmas tree.
Oh yes, and then
Yeah.
we get the actual Sycorax.
Yep.
Surprised I
So-
still remember that.
Which makes me wonder, because for both of those episodes, the villains are too different.
Hmm.
But like they're using the same technology. It's kind of like, is there like a black market backwoods, like thrift store repurpose type Goodwill type thing in space that they could just reuse? Like, this didn't work.
I mean, knowing how... Oh, wait, no. I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry, never mind. I was going to bring up the fact that Bosk from Star Wars' costume is an old Doctor Who costume, but never mind.
Okay.
I was just going to say, like, they probably just went to, like, an old, Hallmark movie and just like, are you guys going to use this? No? We're going to take it. Thanks.
Yep. So basically the Earth is in trouble. We find that our prime minister is the I forget her name now, but our very interesting
Harriet Jones.
There we go.
I had to think of
Harriet
the
Jones.
intro with the Harriet Jones.
Like Martha? Like, nope, not that one.
Martha.
What did you say that name?
Why'd you say that?
God. Martha Jones, thank you.
So Harriet
That
Jones.
joke's gonna come up a bunch when we get into season 2 for Tenet now, isn't it?
Oh, I'm gonna try and keep it to a minimum because I really hate that.
I hate that movie, so yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
we could piss off the Snyder fans. There's some YouTube ideas.
There you go. Yeah. So alien invasion, doctors out of commission. It's kind of interesting though, because this is the first regeneration we've gotten with the New Who.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is the only time where the regeneration knocks him out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, better than him coming back not knowing what's happening and then him choking a companion, which is what 6 did.
Okay. But we it's almost like there's a precedent. Like, do you ever wonder that the regenerations kind of just, there's no consistency whatsoever to them?
Just never any consistency.
One of my favorite traits of a regeneration is when they regenerate and then someone comes along and goes, who the hell is this guy?
Yep.
Like,
but also on top of it, like, what weird kooky situation are we going to get into now?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, okay, so this is one of the few times where we have a regeneration where a companion is with them during the regeneration. So I think it happens twice in the New Who.
With Rose and Clara.
With Clara. So when Jenna Coleman is observing, the 11th going to the 12th.
And I guess the bi-generation now too, if we want to count that. So 3?
But
do we count the bi-generations?
It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't have the same weight when you think about, with the bi-generation, at least the 14th was still there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not exactly a proper goodbye.
Yeah. And in fact, it's probably, as much as I feel like the bi-generation after the Ronnie got a little bit gimmicky, it's kind of, it was nice to be able to see a doctor actually send off another doctor. Yeah. Like, it was nice to have that handoff. It's kind of like when we had the regeneration, I think it was like season 4 or 5, I think it was, with Tennant, with the hand that regenerates into a human version of himself.
Yeah.
And that one gets left behind to go, stay with Rose. Spoilers. But at this point, why should I even say spoilers? But it's, I don't know. I've always wondered, like, what the difference. Like, I'll be honest with you. I think my favorite regeneration so far has been the 10th to the 11th.
Oh yeah, no, 11th hour is great,
because the whole 11th hour episode where he's he's convinced that he knows what he likes, but his body is just rejecting everything until he finds fish fingers and custard. Like, I
still love the beans are bad beans.
He goes, this is great. He's like, are you trying to poison me? Like, it's just the
him
humor
throwing out like a piece of toast, just going, and stay out.
And he's like, he'll do something and he just spits it out, and she's just staring at him. Like, I will say, Amelia Pond had the most patience as a little girl.
Oh
like,
yeah,
with all, like, and she cooked everything in that kitchen.
Yeah, and it's so much funnier though, because when she gets older, she just has zero tolerance for his bullshit.
Well, what was it? 12 years and 4 therapists, because she kept biting them.
Yep.
I just watched that episode. Like, it's so fresh in my mind. Like, I sit there like, I get it. She's she's been convinced he didn't exist,
Mhm.
and now either he's real or she's crazy.
Mhm.
And I think she's more convinced that she's crazy and she's trying to force him out. And the more she realizes that, this is tangible. But no,
Yep.
we're not talking about that episode though. Like, that's a different
No.
genre.
We'll get there hopefully.
Yeah.
In like
But,
a year or two.
mhm. And so of course, they end up, back. Are they in Cardiff? Is this Cardiff that we're
I think they're still filming in Cardiff.
okay? Because I know they film in Cardiff now, but was Rose Tyler's home in Cardiff? Is that like the thing? Like everything in the Doctor Who universe happens in Cardiff.
I think it's the filming is in Cardiff, but her actual home is not Cardiff.
Okay. Giant's finding it out.
No, I think it's London.
Yeah.
The fictional power estate in London. Yeah. Because like I still remember from Eccleston's first episode with the living plastic. Like they're looking around and then they have the London Eye there in the back.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's
so
right.
like it's gotta be London.
Okay. And then and so like he's knocked out. They're trying to figure everything out. And of course there's this invasion going on. And it's funny because we're getting Torchwood here. We get Torchwood in this episode. But it gets fleshed out later on. Now, Johnny, have you watched or you guys watched much of the older Who?
Funny enough, I don't really watch old Who. There was a time when it was available on Netflix, and I watched it, and I watched like a few episodes before. But I recently found out if you have Tubi, even in Canada, you get the old Who, and you don't even need to sign up for an account.
Okay, I need to go back and look at it.
I've watched a bunch of the first Doctor. I kind of gave up on the second Doctor and just started watching the third Doctor. The third Doctor is just basically James Bond.
I love John Pertwee so much. He is my favorite classic Doctor.
And it actually, that's where the Nestine consciousness gets kind of introduced.
Okay. Now, is Torchwood ever mentioned in the older Who's, or is this more of an iteration for the new series?
So far, I've just seen Unit being mentioned and Brigadier General.
I can also just Google it. Honestly, I should stop being lazy. Is Torchwood in classic Who? No, Torchwood is not part of classic Who.
Okay.
Cool.
At least that is according to Google AI. I don't always trust it. That's the thing. They're often wrong.
Well, it's artificial intelligence. It's like the Nestine consciousness at that point. And we know what it does to make you plastic Mickey.
Or Al.
The AI generator. Al generator.
I don't even remember. What was his full name again?
Alan?
Yeah, no, it was Alan. It was Alan.
It was the algorithm.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just like the bad guy in Space Jam 2, Al G Rhythm.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, no, you had to remind me of that.
Look, the only part that I remember of Space Jam 2 are the cameos, and that was mostly because Rick and Morty was in there.
What was Don Cheadle thinking in that movie? He's like, I've been a part of like the Marvel universe and stuff like that, and these movies have been considered classics. I just want to do some trash.
I've seen him play Captain Planet in a skit. I don't think anything's above him.
Look.
Yeah, but that's in a skit. That was understandable. It was like meant to be
in a movie with LeBron. I feel like just getting to do something with LeBron is kind of the appeal there for him.
Yeah.
The movie was bad when there was an episode of Rick and Morty where they mentioned that they killed the WWE, like Space Jam versions of themselves because they were begging to be killed. Like, come on.
Yeah. I freaking love Rick and Morty so much for that.
Which is funny though because we're all over the place,
hey, Rick and Morty can be like easily very Doctor Who-esque. I mean, he even says I'm Doctor Who in this motherfucker a few times.
Well, it's like Don Cheadle though with like the beginning of the Marvel movies and stuff. I was introduced to him first with the Ocean's films, so like that was a completely different version of Don Cheadle, and so I was kind of surprised to see him play like.
Mine was Rush Hour 2.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was one of mine too.
He's uncredited. He plays like a cousin or something of Chris Tucker. I think it was. I'm gonna sound silly if I'm wrong.
I remember
the cousin, but like he knows kung fu. He's fighting Jackie Chan a little bit, and then they're just both going like, "How do you know this move?" And then you're like, "Oh, I learned it from some guy, from some Sifu." I'm like, "No, not that one in Hong Kong. His brother."
Oh.
I remember the bloopers the best from that movie where like Chris Tucker keeps getting Jackie Chan's character name wrong. He just keeps calling him Jackie.
Yeah.
And Don Cheadle
comes
looks
in.
at him and goes, "His name is Lee. God damn it!"
No, Don Cheadle's so freaking great, honestly. Like that is a man. What's the best way to describe it? He's a little bit like Nicolas Cage. Like he does it because he loves it, you know? And
Yeah.
he's just overall like a good guy compared to Terrence Howard. So just saying.
So yeah. So what are your guys' overall thoughts of this episode?
I mean, the Doctor's bench for majority of it.
It's very
like,
Dr. Light.
It's very Dr. Light, especially for Tennant's first episode. But like when the Doctor does come back, it's pretty damn good.
Yep. It also lays the groundwork for the hand that we'll see later on.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, there is also that. But I think like the biggest, because like it's so Dr. Light, you got to look at the stuff that isn't Doctor-esque, and you got to ask yourself like, is this actually interesting? And part of me says no. I'm not gonna lie, because like it is, at least when you're an older Who fan, when you know what's going on now. Because like it's very evident that Christmas Invasion was created as a means of like, this is a lot of people's first regeneration process. They're gonna have the questions. So let's just imprint that onto Rose. So that process doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't captivate me as much as it might have when I first watched it. Because I still remember watching this episode for the first time and just like, the Doctor's not here. I don't really care. But I'm like, I'm asking all these questions. And then they're explaining. I'm like, okay, cool. That answers that.
Yeah.
What I like most about these episodes, like the first episode after a regeneration, is like you're still kind of mourning the old Doctor because you're so used to the old Doctor for a little bit, and then this episode is like a way to convince you like it's still good, it's still Doctor Who, this is gonna be a good yet different experience.
Yeah.
It gives me one of my favorite, like, just like kind of jokey lines in David Tennant's monologuing. We get the whole Lion King line. As he's
no, that's Lion King.
From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun, he's like, oh wait, that's Lion King. It's like
that was a great bit.
Yeah, it also showed that he was fun. He was a little bit different. I think I do like with the Doctor Who generations, there's always a difference in personality. You know, Eccleston's was more, the Ninth was more of a dark, like kind of like a dark horse type. Like you didn't really know where he came from. He almost had like an antagonistically negatively positive look at humanity. Like he thought that they were so primitive, but at the same time, like he cared a lot about them. And he was vocal about what he was angry about. Like when Rose messed up in Father's Day, when what's his douchebag's face, installs the port in his
Adam.
head.
Adam.
Yeah. Forget Adam.
Don't worry, I did for a moment until you reminded me of him.
But then like David Tennant's is much more of it's more whimsical. Mind you, not as whimsical as the 11th Doctor with Matt Smith. And I feel like it makes more sense as because I'll be honest with you, coming into Doctor Who, when you guys convinced me to start watching this, I was looking at it like, okay, how are they going to even explain the idea of actors changing? Is this like a James Bond type thing? And it's like, no, they lean into it, and they lean into the different personalities of different characters, and I love that about this. So,
regeneration, it's a lottery.
Yeah. What's it though? I do love that bit of the Doctor because like have you guys seen the Doctor Who movie yet with Paul McGann originally?
No.
Okay, one of my favorite bits is just him. There's this super dramatic moment where after he regenerates, he gets out of the morgue. He's just standing in the rain. It's a little bit out of Shawshank Redemption almost. He's just there, just going, "Who am I?" It's the most dramatic thing ever. It's hilarious. It's great. I don't know if it's supposed to be hilarious, but in the current day context, it's pretty funny. Okay. But like the fact that we have that and David Tennant's Doctor just keeps constantly just going like, oh, I wonder who I am. Is that the kind of man I am now? I love that aspect of the regeneration process. And I think maybe that's why I also love 12 so much, because that question of who am I now is just an entire season long story. So, yeah.
And this is also the Doctor that doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Oh God, attachment issues to its finest.
And the what's all the what's going on, like
What?
What?
now the big thing for me, and this is like mind you, it's a 60-minute episode. You'd think there'd be more to talk about, but honestly, it's a very straightforward episode.
It is 60 minutes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I forgot about
It's a very
Spinning
straight
Christmas trees.
yeah, which I okay, so let me ask you, thinking back on this and then thinking about what is it's called The Runaway Bride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which do you think they did better with the Christmas weapons?
This one, I think.
Huh?
Spinning Christmas tree is just iconic.
I did like the drone Christmas balls that blew up when they impacted.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like pumpkin bombs from Green Goblin. But like spinning
Good point.
Christmas tree, spinning Christmas tree is
I think overall this one was better because in Donna's introduction, I was very annoyed by Donna for most of that episode.
I mean, same.
She wasn't supposed to come back. You know that,
she
right?
wasn't. Yeah, no, I know. It's just
Like,
yeah. I don't hate
And-
Donna. Like honestly, I like Donna more because of the 60th. I won't lie, but like, yeah, no. But down to the question of like whether like who used Christmas memorabilia better, I think it's Christmas Invasion.
Yeah. Now David Tennant is going to go through a number of companions. Not just the the face of Bo, or
Martha
Captain Jack or
Jones.
Martha Jones or Mickey, but also Donna. There's also the one episode that Johnny has never seen because every time I mention it, he acts confused. Dead Planet.
Yeah, I'm already forgetting. Wait, Dead Planet?
Dead Planet, or no, Planet of the Dead.
I was gonna say Dead Planet. I'm pretty sure that one's the one that we get introduced to River.
Yeah, Planet of the Dead. No, I don't think it's called Dead Planet, but Planet of the Dead is the one where the bus ends up in another. It goes through a portal and it ends up in another planet that's been consumed by these creatures.
We'll
like
get
made
there.
of metal. Yeah.
We'll get there. But however, you brought up Mickey. Honestly, this is honestly an episode where I just went like, okay, you know what? Mickey's a good guy. We don't hate Mickey.
When we finally see Mickey for the last time, I am genuinely sad through the series because I feel like he has had fantastic development. A guy who was supposed to be just kind of like a joke character.
Mm-hmm.
I really was rooting for him, especially finding out he ends up with Martha Jones. But
which is a whole other discussion there, but we'll save that until we get there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. There are some, it's funny. I liked Martha Jones, except for they brought her. She was in an episode before she was a companion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Her cousin. That's what they wrote her as. That's actually her cousin.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Really? That's funny. That makes no sense.
Oh yeah, my cousin worked for Unit. Never mentions her again. Not the fact that she died or anything. Just my cousin works there. If we're talking about companions and counting Christmas episodes, Astrid. Was it Astrid? Yeah, Astrid.
The Titanic episode?
Yeah.
Probably arguably, in my opinion, the best David Tennant Christmas special.
Can I just say I feel bad for the companions we only get like once or twice. Like what was her name? The hotel, because I'm not going to mess her name up again.
Who popped up again?
Yeah.
Nope, not Ashilda. I hate her.
You didn't like her?
I don't like Ashilda. She killed Clara. Why would I like her?
Technically,
you're talking about...
Rigsy killed Clara.
No, that is all on Ashilda.
Yeah, me.
But god damn it, let me just
no. But I'm talking about the Time Hotel. The Time Hotel.
Amber? Was it Amber?
Oh no, I came up with something last week that I don't.
Yeah.
I'll get it. Give me a second. Anita.
Oh,
there we go.
Better.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone there. I hate that we don't get a lot of her. I'm glad they brought her back for the season finale.
Same.
Thank you, Joy. Muppet. I really liked Joy.
Don't like Joy.
I liked Joy. Astrid. Which is funny because she's gone, but then the D-bag rich guy that just wasn't listening and ended up causing people's lives on the Titanic was driving me nuts. trying to think who else. There was somebody else too.
I like the engineer guy on Mummy on the Orient Express.
Yes.
That guy was fun. I like that guy.
The guy who chose not to go with the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Are you my mummy? What else?
What other plausible companions have there been within Doctor Who's history?
The guy that thought he was the Doctor.
That was it.
Oh, you mean the governor?
Yep, that guy
from Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I also love the fact that he was pretending to be the Doctor the whole time. He's still okay. Here's the thing that bothered me. This was right after the Dr. Donna episode where he had to wipe her mind because having the Doctor's memories or his knowledge was enough to kill her. And then they immediately have a Christmas special with a guy who has the Doctor's memories.
Yeah, certainly a choice.
I don't know if it was directly the same, but that was probably my favorite Tennant Christmas special. Was that one?
I liked it. I love the fact that the whatever this guy was going on, he had the perception of the Doctor. Like when they go Alonzi and everything else together, like that was very fun. Like seeing the Doctor being put off for the fact that the guy was thinking the same way he was.
Yeah, no, great episode. Wait, no, is that the same episode I'm thinking of actually?
With the Cybermen and the giant cyber robot.
Oh wait, no, sorry, no, sorry. I was thinking of Torchwood's Cyberman episode of the woman in like the metal bikini.
That was written by a man all over that.
For a moment I was getting that episode confused with the next Doctor episode. So yeah.
Oh, you're thinking of okay. I haven't watched Torchwood enough to see.
We were talking about Torchwood earlier.
Yeah,
so
just it is worth watching just for curiosity's sake. But oh my god,
that sounds like most of the reasons why people watch anime.
Just watch Sarah Jane Adventures.
I've never seen that one. I really have no interest.
It's actually really good.
We tried
10 and 11
the
shows
first episode. It's hard to.
I like Sarah Jane Adventures. I quite like it. The only one I haven't seen, only one I haven't tried watching is Class. And I really want to because I do know 12 shows up in that.
Well, 12 is also in Torchwood, but he plays a different character.
Yes.
Frobisher. Something
Capaldi, like that. Capaldi was basically like, listen, if you need me to do anything in Doctor Who, I will do it.
Until now, where he's just like, no. We ended it there. We're stopping there.
That's
like
funny.
Respect.
That's funny. Yeah.
I just hope he does cons again. I need a signature from Capaldi. Please. I need a Siggy.
Well, he's gone all Hollywood.
No, he was in the Suicide Squad and is in an episode of American Horror Story soon, I think.
Oh, really?
Maybe he'll be at Gallifrey 1. There's still time for that.
I pray to God he will. Actually, let me double check because
there aren't many guests listed yet.
When is Gallifrey 1 usually?
February.
Where's that at?
In LA.
LA.
Oh.
Yeah, it's last time it was a choice between MegaCon, which is a 5-hour drive for me, or flying 5 hours to Los Angeles. And I don't know, it just seemed like driving was the easier choice.
Can't find it. All right. Well, I'll have to deal with that later. But
last thing to talk about, of course, Harriet Jones. Did I say that right? Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah.
Harriet Jones' decision to destroy the ship as it leaves after the Doctor had negotiated them, to leave and tell the world that they are protected.
It felt like a really strange character shift for her to just all of a sudden, nope, shoot it.
And to not learn a lesson from it.
Yeah.
I mean, she learns a lesson in the long run.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. Because when you get to the episode where the Daleks steal everything, that's the 60th episode or
I don't know.
When the Daleks take the planets and they start trying to create the engine to destroy reality. So she makes the comment that she's like, I wonder, she's like, wait, aren't you the prime minister that the Doctor deposed? And she goes, yes. And for a long time, I wondered whether or not, I was right for what I did, but I stand by my decision. And she then she like is talking to all of them, and guess what? Nothing that they did in her planning to be like the squad to deal with the thing that's going on when the doctor's not there meant anything, because they all ended up exactly where they needed to be, dependent on the doctor.
Maybe her. I don't remember. I mean, we'll get to it.
That episode is like the Raiders of the Lost Ark for me when it comes to Harriet Jones, because nothing she did really mattered except that she got killed.
Well, then that's something. Just saying, character dies. That is something.
And she went with her little.
That was the last thing too. She held it up and then vaporized. Yeah.
Exterminate. Yeah. But yeah, like it's literally. I was watching that episode just a while ago, and I'm sitting there going, nothing that she did mattered at all, except for that they all got to talk to each other. Like that's all it was. And it was basically just like a filler so that the doctor could know what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah. That's my thoughts.
Just more evidence as to why maybe I shouldn't like Moffat, RTD as a writer, but
no, I'm just saying, like, listen, everybody loves Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that movie is completely unnecessary.
I mean, yes, I know Indy's actions are inconsequential, but still,
yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily.
Take Harriet Jones out of the equation, it would have ended the same way.
I mean, I don't know. Something about the character of Harriet Jones, just her, the development between going, oh, I think I kind of like her, to, oh, I don't think I do like her, and then her eventual death, kind of satisfying. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I really wanted to like her because I thought she was a fun character, but like she was a fun character in all the wrong decisions. Like that's just like you when you get to like Boomtown and that, like you're like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like she's there, she's trying to do the right thing, and then she goes completely corporate and like is like, well, we're gonna send a message to the world. Wait, what was about like working with people and being an advocate, not being like this shock and awe, type leader. And then to see her, like, I will say, I absolutely loved the end of this episode after he says his 5 words and she like is completely like going off the rails. Like, what did he say? What did he say? He's like, really nothing. And it just was perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, this is one of those moments as well where I'm just like, good choices of words, but also I'm like, would that guy really just not say like, oh, he just said you look tired? You know? But at the same time, if whether or not she would have believed him, the whole different situation.
Yeah, because then she would have like gone, and maybe she did wear him down. He's like, he just said you look tired. It's like, I'm not tired, and like it would have been one of those things where like she was like the not knowing what he said was what caused her self-destruction, because she looked crazy, and I loved it.
It's a way to plant a seed of doubt. It was just basically like subliminal something from what I can find here. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so let's do ratings.
Yes, I was gonna say, because I do have that at the ready. I've typed out the entirety of David's run.
Nice.
I've been doing homework.
I'm just gonna come out and go ahead and say it's a solid 8 for me.
8, okay. Yeah. David.
8, yeah.
8, 7 for me.
Okay.
It's just, yeah. It doesn't do, like, that's the thing. I told you guys last week, like, I always start at a 5, and then whatever you do will either lower or increase. And then, yeah.
I also feel like at some point, like, we have to like define what the rating really means. Like, because I'll be honest with you, even a 4, like because there's gonna be some episodes we're gonna get into that are 4s for me, and it's not because they were bad. It's just I don't think they're rewatchable. Like, they're literally, when I see the title, I'm like, I'll just skip to the next one.
This is why I don't like to rate things in general, because like with Star Wars, everything's a 10 for me, but a different type of 10. Or just like basically call me call me IGN because I'll just give everything 7s and 8s.
Oh,
They're okay.
When I put a ranking for the Phase 4 back a couple years ago, and I put Black Widow at the bottom, not because it was a bad movie, but because it was not a Phase 4 film. I got eviscerated on X or Twitter at the time, calling me a misogynist because I didn't rate it higher, and I'm like, why? Like, it's a good film. It's a great film. I'd rate it pretty highly in Phase 3, but it's not a Phase 4 film. So it's kind of out of place for me. And that didn't sell well, but I love the film. But it's
just people being people. This is the internet. Yeah. But I mean, okay, in that case, if you guys don't want to necessarily give it a rating, let's just like overall consensus. If someone asks you going like Christmas Invasion, thoughts, 1 sentence, what would it be? Let's go with that then.
Good introduction.
Yeah, I was about to say, good introduction to 10. It was very well done.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like you get more of 10 in other episodes in better ways.
Yeah, but for not knowing what we were gonna get out of him, like once we got him, and I feel like they were building that to set up like to give him that little dialogue. You knew who he was very quickly, and it was fun.
And
sorry, go for it.
Just real quick, the benefit of knowing the other Christmas episodes, this is probably one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
But just encapsulating, just judging it on its own, it's about,
Just, for me, like, I still remember when I watched Eccleston regenerate, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's get Matt Smith in now. I was like, that's not the chin guy. Who is this guy? It's a spiky hair dude. And just because, like, I genuinely didn't know David Tennant was in Doctor Who. Like, I found about him, I'm pretty sure, in Jessica Jones first.
That's where I got him first, yeah.
Yeah, you only knew Kilgrave.
Yeah, so when we went into Doctor Who, I'm just like, is that the fucking psychopath dude who's just insulting people?
I saw him in Harry Potter first. Albeit like 2 minutes of that.
Yeah. But like overall, I'm just like, it's just if someone says like if you wanted me to start with David Tennant as the Doctor, I honestly wouldn't. I would just tell people to maybe skip Christmas Invasion. Like, you can start from the very beginning of his run by all means, but like you don't need to.
I hate telling people to skip anything. I just watch it.
I'm fine with telling people to skip things. I will tell people to skip the Moon episode of Capaldi and the Forest episode. So.
Oh man, the Forest one was really good.
I will devour this entire Sonic whole and just not even biting it. I will just shove it down my throat just from hearing that.
Yeah, but that's the wrong genre, Johnny. Really, like
you've downloaded the wrong Doctor Who.
God, this is my Sonic screwdriver starts vibrating. He's gonna
shark it. That's what it is. He's gonna do.
Lord, but yeah.
Which, by the way, good Christmas episode.
Oh yeah. That was probably
that was my favorite. I think it was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I really liked the 1800s or the 1700s Doctor or whatever it was. I thought that was fun, but then I absolutely loved the whole Christmas Carol.
The nobody important line was really good.
Yeah.
11 had some really, really good lines. His regeneration speech is my all-time favorite.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes,
I will always remember when the Doctor was me.
Mm-hmm.
12.
As Will says, it gives you chills, like gives you goosebumps.
I stand by 12, the man of monologues. I swear I'm not biased. It's just the man knows how to monologue.
Hey, Hellbent, I loved those like in the TARDIS, like mental conversations, like him talking to Clara. Like I really did like that. It was very cool.
I rewatched it recently. I'm just like, oh god, the emotions, and it's just one man talking to himself.
So it's funny. I don't know what you guys do. I like having something playing on television when I sleep. Like I just do.
Oh yeah.
Calms me down. It helps me like focus. If I need to like just zone out, I can do that. For the longest time, it was Big Bang Theory. I watched Big Bang. Shut up, Johnny.
I'm not judging.
I just saw the face. I saw the face.
Asleep to what is it, Georgie and Mandy lately.
That's
Not a
funny.
bad show, by the way.
Not a bad show at all. I also like Young Sheldon too. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, no,
But,
Young Sheldon, honestly, but Young Sheldon's better than both of them.
I would think,
Sure.
Johnny, you'd be falling asleep to like war and explosions.
No, I used to fall asleep to Saw though.
Oh
The
my
only thing
God,
is,
man.
I can't fall. I love falling asleep to stuff, even like horror films. And so, like, the only thing is, I cannot fall asleep to Train of Busan, because I want to read the subtitles. I want
yeah.
to sit there and I like, yeah. So I have to. It has to be mindless. I have to be able to hear it when I'm closing my eyes. So for the longest time, it was Big Bang Theory. Going back to the story, and I literally would go through every single season multiple times because it plays nonstop in our bedroom for the most part. And then my wife was talking, we were talking, and she's like, I've noticed you don't watch Big Bang Theory anymore. I'm like, no, it's Doctor Who. Doctor Who plays nonstop like overnight. Like if my kid wants to get in bed with us, like we will put on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. But then once he falls asleep, it's Doctor Who. It's back on Doctor Who. So like that is my like my go-to. So it's constantly going. So yeah.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Mind you, if I get to a certain episode and I'm like, I'll just skip it. But every time there is a regeneration, I have to watch it. Every time I get to the Weeping Angels, I have to watch it. And anytime River Song is on, I understand completely. Mickey Cell Phone Wallet Keys always said that he loved River Song. I absolutely love River Song, and I wish she would come back for something.
If so, like speaking of doctors and all that stuff, like liking the doctors, whatever. If you had a problem with 13's run and her episodes, read her comics because her comics are so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked her. I still say my favorite thing with the 13 is the fact that she built her own Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have the TARDIS, so she built a Sonic on Earth using Earth tech, and I love that about her.
Yeah, the first comic I read, which might be the intro, I'm not sure where it all started, but it was essentially a Christmas episode in comic book form. So like that's kind of how they gave 13 a Christmas episode, but it was like Santa and Santa's elves, and it turns out they were working for Krampus instead. It was a whole alien.
Oh, there's a Krampus Doctor Who story. I need to get in on that.
It was wild. It was so
crazy.
good. And she said there's one panel that I had saved because she wanted to be incognito and invisible, so she puts her fez on and sneaks across the hallway.
Oh, I've seen that comic book panel. I love that. Also, very quickly, Tony, since you love River Song, there is a book written by Alex Kingston herself. Mm-hmm. And if you get the audiobook, she reads it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Ruby's Curse. Not to be confused with Ruby Sunday. Ruby.
Oh yeah. I reached out to her, to her
Millie
PR,
or Alex?
Alex.
Okay.
To her PR.
I was gonna say, like, if you reached out to Millie Gibson, I'm like, huh?
No. So there's this thing, like Alex Kingston gets paid no matter what she does. Yeah. So if you want her to do something for you, whether it's an appearance, a speaking engagement, or whatever, you have to be willing to pay her for it. And so you have to ask for the pricing. Because I was reaching out, like wanting to, like, hey, we do a Tardis Talk show, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to be able to, and it is like, I have to be prepared to pay to do whatever, but which is okay because like, I get it. Her time is valuable and like everybody loves her. And did you guys see the video where the people were going around asking about coming back to Doctor Who? And she said, never say never, but she would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is the most prepared person I've ever met at a meet and greet because she has her Venmo. She has a whole separate Venmo set up. And like the only one of the only ones I think I've seen that has Venmo even set up for themselves for that purpose.
Yeah,
all voice actors also only want cash too, which like I get, but also at the same time, like, come on, man, you're charging like $90 for an autograph. You can't let me do like a credit card tap.
Yeah. Well, it's funny though, because like I thought my perception of conventions were a lot of times they would pay for the speaker or for the celebrity to come, and then whatever they made for the autographs was the conventions.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that's the case anymore. Like I think a lot of them are like they'll appear for a stipend and then they make whatever money from their own autographs. Because I know like Kevin Eastman's like that. Like you have to pay to buy his merchandise to be able to get autographs from him.
I know with at least celebrities, some of them are made to charge for certain things. Like, because like the amount of times I've talked to an actor and go like, hey, can I just quickly do this with you? And like, I need to check with the venue because they want to make sure we charge for stuff like that. So like selfies or just getting like a quick video for someone going like, hey, your friend just got this autograph for you. You like it?
Yeah. So Falk Henschel, I think it was. He played Hawkman in the Legends of Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. He was at a convention and the venue wanted him to charge for everything that he did. Mm-hmm. And he was walking past and he was looking at my art because I had a booth at the time. And my wife Rebecca's like, hey, can we get a picture? Because she was a big Legends of Tomorrow fan.
Right.
And he's like, well, I can't, but hey, show me some pictures on your iPad or on your phone. And so he went back behind the booth with us and he put his arms around and said, go quick, take a picture. And so like he's pretty cool that way. But yeah, I get it. Cause like a lot of times they there's a contractual agreement for them being there. So
that's funny.
Wait, the guy who plays Hank Henshaw, he also played Martian Manhunter, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Right. And then he was also an acolyte. That's
yes.
Yeah.
That's that guy. Very cool guy.
Yeah. He seems chill.
So we rated
it. Back to Doctor.
Well, he was also in Doctor Who, so it's a great segue.
What is he in? Who did he play in Doctor Who?
Remember the Master, one of the last episodes with David Tennant, and the turning everybody into the Master. Him and his daughter are like the ones that funded that program because I think they were trying to save her life, and it backfired spectacularly because of course it did.
I genuinely can't remember. Okay, the actor's name is David Harewood. He is English, so that makes sense. Television, 2005-ish. Doctor Who, Joshua Naismith, The End of Time. Yeah, no, I guess he wasn't that. I genuinely do not remember him. Okay,
that's the one with the 4 knocks.
Yep.
Yes, from Wilfred. Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting.
He gets so mad at Wilfred. You just had to do it. You had
to do it 4 times. I love how it comes back.
No, he's like, you had to go in that box and do this. So I had to save you. Like he was so mad that like the prophecy was being fulfilled. It was great.
I do love it though when the Doctor reaches like the end of the universe for 12, and he's just like, why is it always 4 knocks? Just like, yeah, 4 is kind of your cursed number, despite the fact that the 4th Doctor is one of the best and most beloved.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different. In fact, you guys are just going to be hearing this as I say it because I realize like time is precious for everyone. So this episode is going to be the last episode for a couple weeks. Next week we are going to just repost Father's Day because it's Father's Day. So be sure if you didn't catch it with us live before, you can watch it as it broadcasts next week. And then we're going to be taking a 2-week break because I'm going to be out of the state. And so I won't be at my setup. And
if you go to Epcot, it's close to out of the country.
True. Which I am going to be going to England in Epcot because I need to go see if they actually have the Doctor Who merch.
Yeah.
Please send us pictures. Also, quick thing, I won't be here for Tooth and Claw. I just remembered.
Actually, so here's the thing. We were going to record the next episode so that it would play. So you're not going to be here for New Earth, I guess is going to be the case.
I'm not here in.
We're not recording this afternoon.
You know what? We'll just deal with it later when it comes up.
Yeah. So, but with that said, be sure to check us out at itsfanbox.com, also fanboxnetwork.com. You'll find out more stuff about what's going on with other shows, like Star Wars stuff, as well as fandoms, and The Real Study, which has just started their new show, which we're sponsoring, The Real Arena. So if you think you're a movie buff, be sure to check out the Real Studies YouTube channel. And maybe you would like to participate to win a prize in the Real Arena. The games are absolutely fun. I got to be part of the pilot, like just the practice stuff, and had a lot of fun. And I'm a guy who loves movies and knows a lot about movies, but at the same time, I know nothing about movies enough to be able to talk about names and certain things. Like I might be able to pull an audio bit out and be able to say what movie is from, but if there was one game where they do where like you have to go and you have to like take an actor and then name a movie and then name another actor. That's a game I'm terrible at. Like,
so in short, never take Tony out for trivia.
Don't listen. Don't even do name games with me. Like that doesn't work with me.
Oh, we know. Let's not forget you incorrectly saying Hannah, Rebecca, one or the other.
I think last week was Cynthia for Anita.
God.
No, like listen, yeah, I'm getting that the name thing has always been, as long as I can pronounce things properly, which that's questionable sometimes. But be sure to check us out. It's fanbox.com. This should be on the website live right now. So as we're streaming, you could be watching it on the website. But again, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, go follow us other places. If you'd like to be on this show and you have a love for Doctor Who, it's not unheard of that we may invite you to join. Even if you just have a smartphone, we can usually get you on the show. That's with what just Niko does. Yeah. So yeah, because whenever he does his little thumbs up thing, we get the
fireworks
and stuff. Or if you have a Mac, it'll do it. But yeah, let's go ahead. David, tell us where we can find you.
I am Xanatos1138 on all socials, mostly TikTok, Twitch, and everywhere else, really. And you can find me here on its FanBox for a bunch of other stuff.
Tony.
I am Marvelous Johnny on all socials. Definitely follow me on Twitch because I'm going to start streaming soon. I think I've been saying that for the last 3 months though, and still haven't done it.
Too.
But just don't forget the extra L in Marvelous because I am Canadian and we spell Marvelous with 2 L's.
And you can find me at Mr. Marvelite. I have not really been doing much of anything with my accounts, but I think I'm going to start doing it. And it's kind of interesting because we are going to Disney for a Make-A-Wish. And we made the decision that because my kid is probably going to be on promotional materials for Make-A-Wish, and we've had like a strict no internet policy for him appearing, you'll probably start seeing him making appearances in some of my videos at some point. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, also be sure to follow Niko Skywalker or Skywalking Niko, depending on where you're looking for him. Also Will Wilkins. And then Sarah at Movies and Tea.
There we go.
Unfortunately, they couldn't join us tonight or today, whatever it is, depending on where you're at. And yeah, with
totally
that said, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and say goodbye.
Peace. Wait, where's my Sonic? Oh, legit. There we go. Oh, for fuck's